Alright, hello everyone. Okay, we're going to look into this particular segment of the system analysis, right, on the overview of project feasibility. Okay, whenever there is a system request, which we have covered previously, okay, you will go to the steering committee, okay, but not every project request will be entertained, which means it must meet several tests. Okay, I use the word test to see whether it is worthwhile to proceed further. Okay, so if the project requests do not meet certain criteria or do not pass this so-called test, then the request will not be entertained and will be rejected. Okay, so this so-called test is what we commonly known as the project feasibility. So is the project feasible or not? So if the project is not feasible, the request for the project will be denied. Okay, so this feasibility study uses three major points or yardstick to predict whether this project system that is going to be built is successful or not, which is operational, technical, and economic feasibility. Right, these three, all three must pass, all three must be okay before the project will be allowed to proceed. If any one of it were to fail, then this project will not continue. Okay, let's look at one at a time. Now, a system that has operational feasibility is one that will be used effectively after it has been developed. What does it mean? The problem with the developer is sometimes the developer do not actually know, alright, the work that is done on the ground. Okay, if a developer develop a system that it cannot work on the ground level, on the ground itself, or where it's going to be implemented, alright, then it is deemed as operational infeasible or not feasible. Okay, because even after this system was forced through and developed, no one on the ground can actually get it to work. There is not enough manpower, there is not enough skill, there is not enough knowledge to get it to work. So no one is going to use this system. Alright, so you are just going to waste time building a system that no one is going to use. So you might as well stop here, and not move forward. You save everyone's time and effort. And the system that you want to request must be technically feasible, right? Which means, does the organization has the resource to develop or purchase, okay, depending, okay, you can outsource your development, install as well as operate the system. Okay, so this is on a technical level. This is actually on a technical level itself. Sometimes you just don't have the technical expertise to build or operate the system. Okay, it's not as easy as sending some people for training. Certain things are not that easily trained. Okay, and certain technology may not be available to certain country. So even if you build the type of system, you may not have the necessary infrastructure in that country to run it. Like for instance, in certain system need certain speed, alright, and you just don't have that type of bandwidth in the entire country. to handle that type of speed that you need to operate the system. Then naturally, unless you wait until you can develop the entire infrastructure, otherwise there's nothing you can do. All right, so that is a simple example of technical feasibility. Okay, the last feasibility is the economic feasibility. All right, so this one could be quite simple to understand. Okay, the system request has economic feasibility if the projected benefit of the proposed system outweigh the cost of everything, okay, acquiring, installing, and operating it. All right, so basically this is a cost versus benefit, all right, test. Okay, you do not want to spend $1 million trying to solve $1,000 problem. Okay, no one will do that. Okay, it just doesn't make sense. All right, so basically the benefit must outweigh the total cost, then it will be deemed as economic feasible. Okay. So the takeaway of the feasibility study basically is all three must, okay, all these three elements must pass before the project will be allowed further. Okay, if any one of it fail, right, the project is doomed to fail. Okay, so if it's going to fail anyway, we might as well not start the project. So that is the idea behind feasibility study. Okay, to save future effort, time, wastage, okay, of going through a project that everyone knows is going to fail.